My name is Nadia Abelhassan. I'm a fashion blogger, designer, and model. I traveled to Lebanon November 2014 in hopes to see firsthand the issues the refugees are facing. I was frustrated with how much the media would stray away from the victims of this world issue, and I hope I can be able to open your mind to what some of these people are going through. Lebanon currently has the highest number of refugees in the world, with numbers reaching higher than 1 million. This doesn't include unregistered and deregistered refugees. The Syrian conflict is the world's leading cause of displacement. The UNHCR recently reported that 6 years in, the conditions aren't getting better, they're actually getting worse. Refugees are unable to provide for themselves and their families because they're unable to get the decent paying jobs they need. Although there are extraordinary charities providing aid, it just simply isn't enough for the massive amount of refugee influx. The number one concern while there, other than food and shelter, was education. Helpless parents worrying about their child's future, worrying about the next generation, a lost generation. The children there don't get the chance to experience being a child. They instead have to help provide the necessities, food, water, and shelter for them and their families. The kids were so eager to learn, I wasn't even too sure how they could play, have fun, and put a smile on their faces considering their circumstances. I visited makeshift schools constructed of tarps that during the summer, the extreme heat is unbearable. In the winters, some children would have to walk in the snow with no shoes. I met with different grade school levels, and the kids would sing and show off all they had learned. One teacher even had everyone stand up and introduce themselves by their first and last names, then the cities they originally came from, whether it was from Syria or Palestine. And the teacher wanted the kids to remember who they were and where they came from. She didn't lead them to believe that they were going to pray and wish to return and make things better. She embedded that in their heads, they will in fact return back to the country they love so much. While visiting various refugee camps in Lebanon, every refugee I sat down and spoke with mentioned how much they miss home, how much they wish they could return to Syria. I was sitting in rooms with former doctors, lawyers, electricians, people who had special crafts and educations, homes, owned land, and it was painful to see how helpless they felt. One family I met with, the father used to work for relief in Syria before he ended up fleeing out of fear. He stressed to me how he doesn't even know where 2 of his kids are because in the Syrian hometown they're from, there was a battle. One of his sons fled from having to be in the army because he said he didn't want to kill innocent people. The same people mainstream media talk about we should fear are the same people the Syrians are trying to run away from. I'll never forget a Palestinian woman stopping me before I left. She looked at me, grabbed my arm, and said, "I hope you don't come just to take statistics. I hope you come to actually make a change." It was heartbreaking being able to get back in an SUV and ride back to my hotel where I have a bed, electricity, and running water, while these people had to go back to the horrific reality. I learned how much I shouldn't take for granted, how grateful I should be for my life. I just so happen to be born into different circumstances than them. There's nothing different from them and me or you and them. This is a humanitarian issue. It made me realize my platform is bigger than me. We're all here for something bigger than ourselves. My curiosity led me to one of my callings. If I could encourage anyone out of this video to find a cause bigger than yourself and help people that you are more privileged than, then I did my job. Whether you feel compelled to help the refugee issue, bring awareness to Black Lives Matter, help homelessness in your neighborhood, or anything that is close to your heart, I promise you you'll feel more fulfilled. If you're interested in helping bring awareness or provide aid to the refugees, you can visit the links below.